Whack-a-magob, everybody. It's the beginning of the month, and you know what I've been doing at the beginning of the month is making these videos of the bands I've met, and I'm still not done. And this ain't the final episode, but we're winding down. We are winding down. I don't know how many episodes are left, but maybe 4 or 5 or less. Who knows? We'll find out. But all right, let's get this started. First, the great Peter Hobbs, man. Late great Peter Hobbs. I had the honor, the privilege of opening for Hobbs Angel of Death, and my God, what a great dude. He was awesome, friendly, nice, man. But I did see him backstage, like, shaking somebody down to give him the money he deserved. So he was a no bullshit type of guy, and really broke my heart to hear that he passed away. So rest in peace, Peter. You were awesome, man. Next, Phil Anselmo, Pantera, Down, Superjoint Ritual. This was taken on the motorboat, actually, where he just showed up out of nowhere, blending in with the people. And I was the first guy to go up to him, and my friend Monica took this picture of me and him, and I made him do an ID for my my podcast, and he really got a liking to me. Actually, he came up to me in a way because of my shirt. I was wearing a Righteous Pig shirt, and he loves Righteous Pigs. I had no idea I was going to meet the guy. I didn't think he'd be hanging out. But he was like, oh man, more Righteous Pigs, this and that. And he was just an awesome guy. And then later, I took a picture with Down because that's who was on the ship, Down. And Pepper was like, hey, Phil, because I saw Pepper later that day. And he also made a comment about my shirt. But when I showed up for the meet and greet, he's like, hey, there he is. Phil, this is the guy I told you about, Righteous Pig shirt. He goes, yeah, man, right on. You know, super cool, man. Super nice guy. All right, next, Tim Ripper Owens. This was taken in an earlier episode. I have pictures with Ian Hill and Glenn Tipton and KK Downing. This was from the same backstage experience, how I got back there. Somebody just slapped a sticker, a backstage sticker, and I got in. And yeah, I met Ripper many times. Super nice guy. And then that same night, I met Scott Travis. And he gave me a drumstick, and that was backstage. And yeah, it was awesome. It was the Demolition Tour. Horrible album, but great guys. All right, next. Michael Wilton from Queensryche. This was taken at the hotel they were staying at. Me and my friend Greg went to this hotel that all the bands that were going on that whatever cruise it was, we went to see if we could meet people. We met Michael. We met quite a few people. He was kind of quiet, but hey, whatever, man. He wasn't a dick. So yeah, Michael Wilton, one of the, him and Eddie Jackson, the only two left in Queensryche. All right, next, Raven, John Gallagher. This is me and Ian from the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast. Check out our podcast because we rule, and we were voted the podcast kings. And we made a lot of enemies from other podcasts because of that. But anyway, great guy. I met him a million times, and he will be on Almost Human Live when they come back from their tour. He promised me, man. Great dude. And here we are with his brother Mark. Me and Ian and Mark. These two pictures were taken in Nashville because they actually played Nashville while we were there on the. We were there for the pod. Man, why can't I remember? Rockin' Pod. And they were playing a club after the show, after the Rockin' Pod. So we all ran over there and got our mind blown like I always get my mind blown with Raven. All right, here's another time I met John. This was at the New Jersey Hurricane Relief Show. And that was the first time I met John. He was an awesome dude. I think I may have talked about that picture earlier. You may see repeats on here, and I apologize for it. All right, next, this is Joe from No Longer in Raven. Joe Hassenbach, I can't remember his last name. Nice guy. This was back when I used to smoke cigarettes and we were staying at a hotel in Puerto Rico. We played with Raven in Puerto Rico. So we used to go outside to have a smoke. And every time I went out to have a smoke, there was Joe. Joe was constantly out there. And, yeah, he was a nice guy, man. But he had a lot of conspiracy theories he was telling me about. And ghost stories and stuff. But he was a nice dude. All right, next, here's another one with Mark Gallagher. This was when we opened for them in Pompano Beach. And, yeah, what a nice dude. And then here's one where I met Mark at a Cheap Trick show. The first time I met Mark. I may have talked about this earlier, and I apologize if I have. But, yeah, he was... his wife said to me, hey, you look like you like metal. And I was like, yeah. He goes, you ever heard of Raven? I go, I love Raven. Well, this is my husband, Mark Gallagher. I was like, holy shit. And we hung out all night. It was a great time. All right, here's another one with John. This was taken at the same show we opened for them at Pompano Beach. And here's another picture of me and Mark at that Cheap Trick show. And here's another one with the Gallagher brothers at the Pompano Beach show. All right, next, Reb Beach. This was taken at the same hotel with where we met Michael Wilton. And I've become a Winger fan after this picture was taken. I didn't like Winger at all, actually. It wasn't because of, it was because of my awesome viewers sending me track by tracks to do that I got turned on to the first Winger, and I love that album Pull, and their last album's phenomenal. But at that time, I wasn't really into Winger, but I love Erase the Slate from Dokken, so we talked about that for a little bit. Cool dude, man. Great guitar player. All right, next. Return of the Comet. This is Ace Frehley's Comet with, Todd Howarth, Richie Scarlett, the late, great John Reagan. And this was taken at the pre-crew show, and I want to thank my friend David Rudat, who got me in there because he paid for an Ace Frehley thing, get his guitar signed. He bought a guitar and everything, and we met Ace Frehley, and then they were taking pictures inside with Frehley's Comet. So I joined in, and they were all nice guys, especially the late great John Regan, man. All right, next, Richard Christie. This one was taken when Iced Earth played Orlando. And yeah, man, super nice guy. You know him from Death, Charred Walls. I mean, he's been in a million bands. He's an amazing, amazing drummer. Richard Christie, who has a video online talking about his influences. And he said one of his favorite drummers is Alex Marquez, who was in my band. But he knew Alex Marquez from Malevolent Creation. But Alex was in my band. But yeah, Richard Christie, nice guy, who also is on Howard Stern's show. I think that's his biggest accomplishment, celebrity-wise. All right, next, Richie Kotzen. This picture was taken when I saw the Winery Dogs. Now, the Winery Dogs had a VIP, and I wasn't part of the VIP. And Richie Kotzen and Billy Sheen both walked over to us. So I got this quick picture. He was super nice. Super talented guy, man. His guitar playing and voice is top notch. All right, next, Rick Rozz, the great Rick Rozz, man, who was in Death and Massacre. And he found me, man, on YouTube. I used to do this little thing in the beginning of the news. I would tell people to send me a clip of them doing Schmack a Macabre, and I would add it to the news. Well, Rick sent me one playing guitar, and I was like, holy shit, that's Rick Rozz. And then we became friendly. I got his phone number, and we hung out that night when he came down here with his Death tribute band. What a great dude. Rick Rozz rules. All right, next, Rick Fox. Yeah, this is when me and Ian interviewed him, and boy, could that guy talk. And yeah, he was in Steeler and a great band called Thin. That's awesome. Check out the song from Sin called On the Run. Shit rules. I believe that's the song that Vinnie Vincent ripped off, and Rick Fox took him to court and won. All right, next. All right, here's 3 pictures with me with Ripper. This one was taken at Nico McBrain's Rock and Roll Ribs anniversary show. He was there. He performed. He was badass. This next one was taken when I saw him with the 3 Tremors. And awesome, dude. And then this last one was, as you can see in the background, Disney World. They were playing this. This was the same place where I met Richard Christie. This was the Iced Earth show when he was in Iced Earth, the Glorious Burden tour. He was walking around, got a quick picture. That was the first time I met him. No, that was the second time I met him. Great dude. All right, next. Rob Dukes, who was the singer of Exodus at that time. A lot of people didn't like that guy. I thought he was pretty damn good. I liked his voice a lot, man. Yeah, Rob Dukes, man. All right, next. 2 great bass players. The Beast, you know, Dave Spitz and Rudy Sarzo, a fucking hero of mine, who is Cuban like me and was raised, grew up in Hialeah like me. And I used to call his parents. His dad was called Rudy Sarzo, and we would call him up, and they were super nice to us. And then this is, I think, the first time I met Rudy Sarzo with Quiet Riot, and that's my friend Pete, who went on to manage ZZ Top. He went on to manage AC/DC. Who else? A bunch of killer bands. Judas Priest. Great dude. My good friend Pete. Awesome. And there's Rudy Sarzo. All right, next. Brian Rozz from Satan. I never thought I would ever see this band Satan, because I was into this band way in the early 80s. And, you know, they were underground, and I thought, I never thought I'd ever see them. And then they booked a show down here, and I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, there you go. Brian Rozz from Satan. Awesome band. Next, one of the few times I met Scott Ian. Not a nice guy, but whatever. He posed for a picture for me, so that's the nicest thing he's done. I don't want to talk about him. Let's go next. Oh, a hero of mine, Sean Killian from Violence. And this picture was taken in Oakland. I flew to San Francisco to see one of the Violence reunions. And yeah, man, he couldn't have been nicer, man. Fuck yeah, Sean Killian. All right, there you go. Part 11 of the gods I met. And the beginning of next month, there'll be part 12. I don't know, man. I think I got 4 or 5 episodes left. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope each and every one of you are subscribed to my channel. If you're not, please subscribe and ring that little notification bell. And leave a comment below if you met any of these people on this episode. And let me know what your experience was with them. I would love to know. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. And please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and schmack 'em a gob.